What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again. We got ourselves an RTA gameplay video for you all today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Before we get into that, we're going to do a quick unit and rune showcase on some of my top RTA monsters out there, just so you guys can get an idea of what I got working with. If I go a little bit too quickly for y'all, don't you worry. You can always check me out, swarfarm.com/profile/ChildishPlays. I'll leave the link right up in here so you can go ahead and check it out. Believe it or not, I'm only going to be showcasing about 6 or 7 units, and rightfully so. As you guys saw in the last Educate Dominate with Syntac at the beginning of this year, we talked about bringing incorporating a team that's going to provide the most amount of roles you can do. Don't think about the unit just as a flat out unit, but the roles that they're going to be able to play in this RTA kind of genre here. So first and foremost here, we're going to look at the water unit that I'm going to be rocking with here. Bastet here, you guys already know what it is, right? Defense lead, shield attack buff, 4 different types of harmful effects between the Curse of the Beautiful and Touch of Seduction. I'm running a Swift Broken set, speed, HP, resistance. Could be a little bit tankier, but I really value my resistance, making sure that I can not get locked down when it comes to this units, especially when they are opponents are bringing units that are going to be able to reset cooldown times. I really like this unit. Why am I using Swift versus like a Despair or a Violent or whatnot? My team, one of the teams that I use is kind of set around getting that first turn, and combined with another unit you'll see later, you can see why it's very important for me to go for that first turn here. So that is Bastet. That's pretty much the bigger water unit that I'm going to be using. But we'll get into another one here later on down the road. Moving on to the fire, we got a couple of units here in this category. Leica, you already know what it is right here. Leica running that Vampire Broken HP crit damage attack. Obviously I would love to have Will on all these units here, but you're going to see right away that I'm really focused on the stats for the PvP Guild Wars action. And for the offensive side, unfortunately, I don't have the will runes to get the stats that I want. But it's hard to deny these kind of stats when I want to give a will, but it's kind of hard to give him will when I got stats like this that really make this unit OP. As you guys know, he cannot be one shot, he cannot glance, so he's just going to be a true powerhouse. When it comes to RTA, doing damage to any element out there. His second skill, if the opponent doesn't focus on him, this skill is going to just do a lot more damage when those opponents die. In addition to that, if they do focus on him, I'm going to have that opportunity to counterattack and get some free stuns if he's not bringing immunity. So you guys can already know why I feel like he's just a great unit overall. Coming down here, we got VerLeJewel here. VerLeJewel on a Violent Guard set. Speed, HP. Despite the typical build of running a little bit more defensive or whatnot, the defensive subsets that I have on some of these runes here are exceptionally good. And because of that, I want to provide a well-rounded unit here when it comes to effective HP, having a decent amount of defense and a decent amount of HP. Now, generally speaking, this is another unit that people would argue, and they're correct on that, to run a will on this particular set. Unfortunately, once again, when it comes to Guild Wars, and especially on the offensive side, because that's how I'm utilizing it, I'm setting it up in a situation where I'm going to get the first turn. I'm not going to be running this into a situation where I have the potential to get locked down. So ultimately, having this unit on will would be really nice, especially for RTA. But the way how I use it in Guild Wars, I'm not too worried about getting locked down the first time, so it's okay for me to kind of get away with the will. But if I were to play around with it on the defensive side, then I'm going to be doing a couple more things to get that underway. So overall, though, an amazing unit, right? You got the cleanse, you got the immunity, you got the attack bar manipulation. After I got this unit, I was really excited because I have Beta, the Dark Mermaid. I mean, she's stacking it pretty good here with the Violent Will, Speed, HP. I have her set up with Will because I use her on the Guild War defense every once in a while. But honestly, with regards to some of the units that you're going to see in a little bit here, she's actually taken a sideline on as far as the RTA front lineup here. And so when it comes to her kit, I mean, similar to VerLeJewel, she has the buff removal, she has the immunity, but I really value the cleansing and the attack bar versus the a single target attack bar on her second skill and the revive. I think the revive is really, really good, and she's one of those key units that once you know, revive somebody, she has the potential to get everybody, you know, back to ground zero. But I find myself in more situations than not. Once I lose a particular unit, it's really, really hard to recoup, especially for a unit that's not going to provide a bigger heal. Or bigger revive here. So unless I'm bringing another unit that's going to allow me to, you know, heal it up real quickly, it's going to be kind of hard. Like if I had like an Eladrio, I might make a different argument here as far as being able to kind of reset my team and you know, get back to you know, ground zero, like I said before here. Let's see. So Velajul is one of those units here. We talked about Leica, we talked about Velajul here. We got a couple of fire units here that I have played around with. Again, I've played around with Trevor. I played around with Kamoon a little bit. I still use those, but those haven't been my core units out there. As far as the core units go so far, we got Bastet, we got Leica, we got Velajul. Moving on to the win units here, Ciara, an amazing unit. We don't really need to argue about this one. Violent Focus, Attack, HP Attack. I run this on my Guild War defense, and this is silly, right? Because you're running on the defense, Childish, but it's not on will. I know. Same thing as before. How many times have I complained? My progress when it comes to will runes is horrific. You guys all probably have better will runes than I do. And so right now, just focus on the stats for her, making sure her effective HP is good, making sure she has a reliable amount of accuracy. Her being able to just generate so many turns with this second skill and this first skill combo with the attack bar manipulation, having the bombs, being able to you know, do really good damage despite the element that they're bringing to the mix is going to be really, really strong. And paired with one of the units that I'm going to be talking about down the road, makes it a little bit easier to make sure that I can take advantage of this bomb, even if they're bringing a will. Next one up for the wing category, Olivia. This was one that Syntac has talked about quite a ways. Even before that, you know, Fua, if you guys saw underrated and overlooked series way back in the day when RTA first got announced, this was one of the units that we showcase here. I am running a speed defense HP on this one, violent endure. The reason why I'm going endure is because the runes give me the accuracy that I want and the resistance that I want via the substats or the actual set bonus. So this is really nice. I'm really happy with these stats. I would like a little bit more HP, but it's all good. Accuracy and resistance are pretty good. Accuracy, I believe, is pretty darn important for this unit. Being able to reduce that attack bar 2 times at 25% chance. And then, of course, this is another unit that I don't want to get locked down because the ability to cleanse a unit, resurge them, is really not strong every 2 turns. I don't want to lose that opportunity to, so I definitely wanted to make sure that resistance was on point there. So those are my main 2 units for the win element there. And then last but not least, a person that doesn't need any introduction, Miss Iris. Light Magic Knight. Again, I use her for the Guild War defense here. Running speed, HP here to spare revenge. Again, not too happy with the overall stats. I definitely want to make her a little bit more tanky, whether it's HP or defense here. But unfortunately, I do not have the runes to allow me to do that without crippling, you know, my speed and my my overall speed or whatnot. I have her set up as fast as I can to kind of catch people off guard with regards to one of my Guild War defenses. So this is how it goes. I can definitely drop. Probably if I wanted to, probably the speed rune to go with like a HP or defense rune with anywhere from like 17 to 20 speed substats. I might do that down the road, but right now this is what I'm running with because I want to have a speed to an Iris to go after Bastet. Let me go ahead and I'll kind of talk about that. So you know, the 5 main units, if I had to say out of all these units that I use, the 5 main units on my team, it's going to be, you know, for my damage dealers, it's going to be Leica and Ciara and Leica here. And then for my support-based monsters, I'm running Velajul, I'm running Bastet, and I'm running Iris. And then, of course, depending on which support may be taken, if they take Bastet, if they take Velajul, you know, I might be throwing in there Olivia, depending on what we're trying to do here. So, but with regards to that team, you know, I run a 3-2 approach there with 3 DPS and 3 support, 2 DPS. And, generally speaking, I've seen a lot of people in that particular situation take out Leica or Ciara because I'm lacking on the DPS. But the good thing about it is when they do remove one of those key units, I'm still going to have that defensive leader skill to allow me to do a little bit of extra damage on villager, but more importantly, just have a better effective HP when it comes to these units here. Pair that still having the double attack bar from Veligil, Bastet, the immunity cleanse, and then, of course, Iris being able to buff remove. And then whichever DPS that they leave me with, for me, has done really, really good. And, for some of the top end, RTA fights that you're going to see, those are going to be the common ones. And as much as I know we got a lot of Guild Wars that, Guild Wars RTA that people are going to be showing, down the road, it's without question, when the farther you move up in RTA, the more limited you're going to be with some of those units that you want to utilize, just because, like I said before at the beginning of the video, the roles that they play, it's kind of hard to utilize different alternatives unless you are making changes based on what you see your opponent do. So before we get into this match, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a quick picture here just to showcase the actual teams that we're getting ready to showcase. I wanted to take a quick second to give you guys an opportunity to take a look at it and try to figure out, what do you guys think with regards to the, who we should pick and who we should ban, right? You guys already know what units I'm going to pick, but ultimately, one of the biggest struggles that people have, and I want to, this is something that I continue to struggle with, is that pick and ban phase and making sure that you're picking the appropriate unit to ban. You're banning the appropriate unit, right? I can't even begin to describe how many times I have literally lost based on how I try to analyze certain things in the limited time you have. So ultimately, that is really something to look at, and I hope that some other influence out there, even try to take some segments to basically just showcase multiple amounts of pick and ban, and essentially give the pictures on what you can do and what you should pick and ban. If you're part of a community, this is a great tool for you. Take some of these screenshots and show to your teams like, hey, this is my team. This is their team. Who would you pick and ban and why? Ask them what do you think is the right choice there? Because if the quicker you learn, the quicker you can improve when it comes to RTA. Especially if you're already sitting at a pretty good set of units and runes, and just are worrying about the whole first part strategy, because I really do believe that it's extremely important to learn. So hopefully you can learn from my mistakes here as we go ahead and showcase this video. This is from C-Turn. I believe he's from the Asia server side. I've seen him a couple times before. I fought him. He's been in that rank 100. I went ahead and started out with the Veligil. He's going with a double attack bar. Stole my Bastet, so I was kind of worried about that. I felt that he could, he's going to get the first turn either way, so I actually went for a DPS versus Bastet. We can make the argument that Bastet's going to provide a little bit more, but I didn't want him to have 3 DPS going from the get-go when I knew that no matter what I can do, he was going to have the first turn. And between the Water, Fairy King, and Zyros, they're going to be resurging me all day, or they're going to be resetting me all day. There's nothing I can do because I don't have will on my units. I already know that. So ultimately, it came down to can I take that first hit and then try to recover. Right now, my focus is trying to get that Zyros on lockdown and bringing the water unit down, but waiting to kill the Water Fairy King when I have immunity up. That is what I wanted to do. I'm going to go ahead and resurge Ciara because I actually thought her bomb was available. I made the mistake there. I probably should have go ahead and resurge Veligil so I can get that immunity going. Because ultimately, again, I wanted the immunity before we go ahead and kill the Water Fairy King, because I did not want to get any of the units locked down. Despite the high resistance on some of these units, I still was worried about that. I think I make the mistake here going for the AoE kill, but again, that's what happens. Sometimes you make the mistakes. I definitely could have let that bomb blast, but I wasn't too sure about the cooldown time on Tiana, so I went with the bomb on that. Now, since the Water Fairy King is down, we're going to go ahead and focus on, the Tiana, get her out of the way, and then go ahead and lock down Bastet for the final kill. So It was a pretty interesting fight. I know that a lot of people might be a little cringy because it's like, this wasn't an OP fight or whatever. But you know, when it comes to what I'm about, right? And I tell you guys all this, you know, all the time, right? You know, I'm all about embracing the epic failure. I made a lot of mistakes in this fight, but as long as I can showcase that to you and learn from my mistakes, so we can all learn from my mistakes, hopefully this can assist you in your RTA battles and allow you to progress forward. So take note on the mistakes that I made, not just, you know, the person that I focused on early on, but also, you know, with regards to that pick and fan paces, that is you know, quite the argument there, you know, with regards to what you choose. Now, considering who I fought, let me get your opinion. Who do you think I should have picked and banned? Who do you think I should have gone with there on that very last fight? Did I have the proper team to go ahead and attack him? Did I lay out the proper team early on? Was I making the right mistake, or was I making the proper mistake to lay out my DPS early on to see what DPS he laid out? Or are you one of those people that like to lay out support base first to see what they lay out, and then, you know, put your DPS that will essentially be have that elemental advantage towards it? You know, for me, it didn't really matter because my two types of main DPS is not really concerned about elemental advantage because of the bomb from Ciara and Leica doing the damage and not being able to glance. But again, you know, everybody's different. So I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' feedback on that. But that's going to be it for you guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. A quick announcement for you all. If you happen to see this video before 12 p.m. Central Standard Time today, March 21st, 2017, I'm going to be hanging out on twitch.tv/Childish402. We're going to be streaming today. The first hour, we're going to be chilling, just hanging out, chilling. Going to do some RTA matches as well. I think my guild wars are done, but we're gonna have a surprise guest stopping on by. Island Grown 11. You guys might be familiar with him. He was a former Man Crush Monday guest, a up and coming streamer out there that has done exceptionally well for himself. So we're gonna be chilling, just hanging out, whether we're doing, you know, RTA or R5 or whatever. We're going to be available for you guys for any kind of advice you want. If you want to get our opinions on something like that, please feel free to stop on by. All right. So that is it, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's your boy Childish or ChildishPlays checking out. Take care. And we will see you all next time. We're out.